How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we work together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build a positive mindset. My name is Henry, and in this episode, we're going to talk about becoming the highest version of you. If you have wondered or thought about how great you can be or felt the feeling of not being your best self, in this episode, we're going to break down how to discover what you're truly capable and then build positive energy behind it so you can create that person and live the experience you're meant to live. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So you can pick a word. It can be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, you're going to say that word over and over and over again. Really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And then once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. All right, well, we're going to do another deep breath. This one is about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so that we can receive the message that we need to hear today to get us in that positive perspective. So just imagine that you were surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And then once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. All right, so the question of how great you can be is such a powerful question. Where do you find the motivation? How do you get inspired to be the best version of yourself? Well, we're going to dive into that in this podcast, but before we do, here's a quick word from today's sponsor. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Navigating any of life's challenges can make you feel unsure, whether it's a career change, a new relationship, or becoming a parent. Therapists are trained to help you figure out the cause of challenging emotions and help you learn productive coping skills, which makes therapy the closest thing to a guided tour of the complex engine called you. I've used therapy personally for a few different things, and one of the best benefits is perspective. You know, in this podcast, I talk about positive perspective, really helping you see the entirety of a situation, and working with a therapist, they can provide that and then help you with coping skills and self-empowerment to deal with the trauma, the pain, the hurt, whatever it is that you're trying to overcome. As the world's largest therapy service, BetterHelp has matched 3 million people with professionally licensed and vetted therapists, available 100% online. Plus, it's really affordable. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to match you with a therapist, and if things aren't clicking, you can easily switch to a new therapist at any time. You can learn more and save 10% off your first month by clicking the link below or going to betterhelp.com/mindset. That's BETTERHELP.com/mindset. So who is the best version of you? When you think about who you are, what you've achieved to this point, how you are, how you think, how you act, is that the highest possible version of yourself? And realistically, the answer is going to be no. And that's not a bad thing. It's because we are here on the journey. I was working out earlier today, and it's what really made me think about this. You know, I'm doing my best. I'm going through my exercises and I'm looking around. I see some people that are stronger than me, some people that maybe I'm stronger than them. And, you know, we're all just at these different levels of fitness in the gym. And I started thinking about that. And then I really took a step back and thought about this existence on this planet. All of us are here to train and grow. But why do we separate ourselves from the fact that that's what we're here to do? We think about ourselves, like our personal job, our personal money, our personal thing, like me. We're focused on that. Not necessarily a bad thing, but we're focused on our lives and we're just trying to make it, right? We feel like we're just trying to do the right thing, be the right person, look the right way, be accepted, create a good time, be someone that people want to be around. Like that's what we're thinking about in our mind. But what we're actually meant to be doing here is raising our vibration, finding that love energy and bringing it within ourselves. And so if we start thinking about this from a different perspective of not trying to win at life, not trying to be the best doctor, not trying to be the best banker, not trying to be the most fit person, the most famous person, like allowing those to be side effects to what we're trying to do, which is raise our vibration, heal ourselves, love other people, forgive other people, raise other people up. We'll make that the priority. And we realize like that's the whole point of being here. It makes it so much easier to understand why things are the way they are. You see, everything is happening for you. It's just like in the gym. Everything in the gym is there to make you stronger. But nothing in the gym, like when it comes to the weights or the machines or the cardio equipment, is supposed to feel good in the sense that you do it and it's relaxing. You do it and it's easy. It doesn't take you to task. Everything there breaks your body down. When you start lifting a heavy weight, it's tearing the muscles down. That's why it's hard. When you start running, your lungs are working hard. They're expanding. Your legs are working hard. Your feet are working hard. They're breaking down. They're being torn down to get stronger for the next time. Everything there does that for you. But we go there with the mindset of, well, when I do this exercise, it'll make my body stronger. I'll be healthier, and maybe I'll lose a little bit of weight or I'll get a little bit stronger. Like we have this idea of what we get from it. And we go again and again and again to raise ourselves up, to be better. But then we don't think about that that's how the entirety of this experience on earth is. It's one long gym session. We had a beginning when we were born, when we're here, and we'll have an ending when we pass away. But this whole thing is one long gym session filled with ups and downs, with wins and losses, with pain, with love, with hurt, with forgiveness, all of it in this one experience. And so when we start thinking about it like that, it's like, okay, well, what am I doing to raise my frequency? Am I avoiding the opportunities that could cause me to grow? And speaking for myself, I definitely do. So many times I take the easy path. It's so much easier to eat the food that just tastes good. It's so much easier to not always raise your hand at work. It's so much easier to not make waves, when you're thinking something and you want to share something, but you don't want to upset the group. It's so much easier to just go with the flow of what everyone's doing. But that's not how you grow. That's not how you raise your frequency. You can't just go to the gym and do the same weight, the same reps that everybody else is doing. We're all in different places. We all need different tension. We need different breakdown to grow. So your unique experience from where you're born, the childhood you had to now, is supposed to be unique, and the struggles are supposed to be unique because you are strengthening a version of love that is unique to you. But we are all connected. So when you start doing that, when you start raising that vibrational version of love that you can find, the difficult path that you've been on, you can then share that with the world. And you share it by being the example. You don't have to start a podcast or a YouTube channel or be someone that's famous or anything. You just be you and then go down that path of growth and you will find your way. Maybe you become the doctor. Maybe you become the lawyer. Maybe you become the entrepreneur. Whatever path you end up going down, secondly, to your personal growth will be fulfilling because it will be in alignment with who you really came here to be. And you will be the positive change in the world. I keep thinking about this vision in my mind. Just imagine if everybody, their focus was to be the most healed, loving, and forgiving versions of themselves. And every day we woke up giving that version of ourselves away, meaning you gave the best of you away. You were able to forgive constantly. You were able to love constantly. If it's just you doing it, that seems really difficult and hard. But if everybody, just imagine if you lived in this community where everybody did that, how amazing it would be. We would live in true abundance if that was the case. Because everything you had, I would have. Everything I have, you would have. It would be this complete connection of trust, of love, of forgiveness that would be so incredibly powerful. And hopefully that's what this road leads to, whether it's in this lifetime, what's past this lifetime, whatever it is. Hopefully that love energy that everyone could be in is where we're going. But it starts with you. When you start making that change, the change is happening. When I start making that change, the change is happening. When everybody slowly starts evolving, slowly starts changing their focus to being the most healed, loving, forgiving versions of themselves, then that's who will be in influential places. It's not about us. It's about what's after us. Imagine if our kids grew up thinking that, how to love, how to forgive, how to heal, and then they became the next president. They became the next CEO. They became the next $1 billion person. They would create positive change. And so it starts with us so that we can be the change. We can lead the way. It starts with just the one person being that way. Then it's the 2 people, the 3 people, the 4 people. And it's so much easier to live that way when you realize that this experience is not everything. Nothing comes with us. Whether you believe that there's an afterlife, that there's experience after this, or that when you die, this is it. Either way, none of this material stuff comes with us. None of it. You're not going to take the house. You're not going to take the profession. You're not going to take your looks. You're not going to take anything except the energy that will continue. We know that energy cannot be destroyed. It continues. Whether it continues as you or just goes back into the energetic world, our purpose, our mission is to raise it while we're here, and we're meant to raise it from our unique perspective. You are meant to be the best you, and there's no comparison to you being the best you. You being the best you is healed, is loving, is forgiving, and is loved. You will be loved by energy itself. The law of attraction says like attracts like. When you build that inner peace within you, peace will find you. That doesn't mean you won't go through hard times. There are plenty of people that had inner peace, that were still and calm, that have gone through immense pain. But even through it, they found the peace. They found the love, because the law of attraction says like is going to attract like. So if you don't like what you're attracting now, start raising your vibration. Recognize that you are in the gym 24/7. This whole experience is for you to grow. So that's why you can have gratitude for everything. If something makes you grow, have gratitude for it. If something is painful and hurts you and breaks you down, have gratitude for it, because you can find a specific type of love after a specific type of pain. If you didn't have that pain, you can't find that love. And love heals all. So the pain will no longer matter. That doesn't mean it won't affect your life. It won't affect the things that are happening to you. Consequences might be, of course, there. But love and inner peace are more powerful than anything. That's why it seems like the world tries to take that away from you. If it can take away your peace, you have no control, because you'll be constantly looking for it outwardly, even though it's meant to be on the inside. So take the perspective, and this is the perspective that I'm taking with and I'm riding with, that my mission is to grow here. It's not to be a famous podcaster. It's not to be a doctor. It's not to be a business owner. Those are all second. My only focus should be attracting the energy that I'm supposed to earn, that I'm supposed to learn, and that I'm supposed to give away. And we all have that same path. We all have that same goal. It just is going to look different for each and every one of us. And then your gifts, your talents, your abilities, whatever they are, they will flourish, and you will go down a route that allows them to. You will be in places where it just makes sense, and you can't believe that you ended up in that place, but you did it because you followed the energy. You trusted that the pain was for you. You trusted that the hurt is for you. You trusted that everything is for you, and it's not for you to receive material gain. That doesn't mean you can't. Doesn't mean you can't be wealthy. Doesn't mean you can't be rich. It's that the world is not happening for you to have worldly things. The world is happening so that you can raise your perspective and find love and peace and forgiveness in all ways. It's up to you if you want the material stuff. That does not matter. I promise you, there's somebody that's happier than you that has less. There's someone that has inner peace that has less. And there's somebody that has more turmoil, more pain, more hurt, more angst, and they have everything. It's not the things that solve it. It's not the status defines you. It's all your inner peace, your inner value. So let's show gratitude today. Thank you for this path. Thank you for the trials to come. Thank you for the perspective that allows us to raise our vibration and be the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and made sense, and hopefully had some motivation for you to recognize that the path we're on is meant for us and we can do so much powerful, loving things with it. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link in the description. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram and TikTok down below. I appreciate all the follows there. Instagram is the best place for direct messages. So thank you so much for everybody that has messaged me there. And if you want to join the Facebook group, there's a link down below. This is where a lot of my energy is going to. I want to really build this community. Right now, we're talking about fitness. I'm kind of sharing my steps as I go down the path of getting back into the shape that I should be in, to find that love, to find that peace, to find the healing, and also be the example. But we're going to really start focusing on three major things that I think are so important. Consumption. How do you align your consumption, like your input, with the energy that you want? Actions. How do you align your actions, your thoughts, with the energy, the frequency that you want to be in? And then expansion. How are you expanding in a way that aligns with that frequency? The whole goal is to learn how to get in flow state with the energy that you want, whether it's abundance, happiness, joy, forgiveness, love, or all of the above. That's what we're going to be building there. And if you want a one-on-one version of that, consider scheduling a success session. There's a link down below. It's a free 30-minute one-on-one. We will break those things down. We will look at your situation and really build some positive perspective around it so you can create the future that you desire. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.